every day of the finest ingredients in health. Now I have a swell surprise. Made fresh every day.
Hey y'all, I'm back. Here we are. Welcome to the KCVL Wrestling 6 show. Here to give you my honest review about last night's New Year's Eve. Now, apparently New Year's Eve was once a WCW pay-per-view. WWE trademarked it real quick because they knew AEW was probably gonna get it. They said, no, we're gonna steal it from them. So let's go ahead and talk about this show. How did I feel about New Year's Eve? Now, it was hyped up decent because I was like, okay, I think this is going to be a pretty decent show. Outside the women's match, because girls, they killed it. Listen, I'm not a fan of Rhea Ripley, and I'm not really into Raquel Gonzalez, but the ladies, they tore this show. To me, they actually owned the show. Everybody else was just on the show, just to be on the show, to tell you the truth. But let's go ahead and start where we kick things off. So they open up the show. NXT presented this show right here. They let you know what's going down. We kicked off the show. We had Damien Priest taking on Karrion Cross. Now, it's been word as we go out that Damien Priest is on his way up to the main roster. Well, he wasn't on, because I think SmackDown is taped already, and he's not on this episode coming up. But he's on his way to the main roster, and he will be on SmackDown. Now, how do I feel about that? Well, you know the game. He's gonna be the same situation like Keith Lee. Gonna get on the main roster. Gonna go absolutely nowhere. Triple H makes him worthwhile because, like I said, I really didn't know too much about Damien Priest when he first showed up, and I wasn't really on his coattail. But then, as well as the match that him and Finn Balor had at In Your House is what made me a Damien Priest fan, which to this day, he should have won that match. Finn Balor should have never won that match. But this match, this was a decent match. It was alright, you know. I'm not, like I said, I don't know. Karrion Cross and Scarlett, they don't do nothing for me, man. They just don't. They just two cats on the show, especially since the man got injured. And I didn't know that Damien Priest was taller than that man. So, it is what it is. Cross gets the win. So obviously Cross will be back in the main event picture. So then we got two masked clowns going in. We got Escobar taking on Grand Metalik of Lucha House Party. Yes, the Cruiserweight division is a complete joke now. I remember when they had Escobar and his crew sitting up in the place like they was a mob boss and everything. And I was like, man, maybe they might be making something with this Cruiserweight title picture. Nope, nothing. Absolutely nothing. You knew damn well Grand Metalik wasn't winning. This was just on the card just to be on the card. Escobar wins, retains his Cruiserweight Championship. Let's go. So now we got the ladies match. Like I said, this was the best match on the show. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Rhea Ripley, nor am I a fan of Raquel Gonzalez. I wonder if Raquel Gonzalez is next in line to take the title off of Io Shirai. I don't know, because she sure have been looking dominant. Like, I mean, yes, the girls used to be road girls, but obviously, like I said, Rhea Ripley's done. You know, I feel bad for her, because just like Keith Lee, soon to be Damien Priest, Rhea Ripley ain't going nowhere. She's just coming up just to be part of Charlotte's squash team, because Charlotte about to start squashing everybody in the mama when she get that Raw Women's Champion back off of Oscar. You should already know what's to come. Going absolutely nowhere. It's a dang shame. I feel bad for the girl, but you know it is what it is. But like I said, the ladies tore it up. They beat the brakes off each other, and Dakota Kai actually got thrown in the locker. I felt like how when kids used to bully each other, and they would throw the kid in the locker, and then so in this case, Dakota Kai got thrown in the locker, and as of right now, she's still locked up because she tweeted out, said, "Hey, is everybody still there?" So, apparently she was still. Then Triple H said, "Hey, did anybody remember to take Dakota Guy out the locker?" But like I said, girl, they tore each other up. You know, you already knew what was gonna happen. I said Raquel won. Rhea on her way to the main roster. It is what it is. So then we got the Gargano way or whatever. So yeah, Gargano, you got Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, and Austin Theory. All of them was in the ring talking about how they dominate NXT and it's the Gargano way and all this crazy stuff. Next thing you know, Shotzi Blackheart comes out with her redone tank that she has. Austin Theory goes up to her, and on the tank she got like some little rocket thing that she shot, and it shot him right in between his legs. So you know, so it is what it is. You know, that situation. So that match, it turned into a tag team match, and the Gargano way in them end up losing because Blackheart and Kushida. Yeah, that's right. My man Kushida, who's actually my man from Back to the Future, because that's his whole gimmick. He got the shoes on like he from Back to the Future and all that. They end up winning, you know. So it is what it is with that. See, let me tell you something. I told you. I think Blackheart needs work on her promos. That's my thing with Blackheart. She gets to working on her promos because Triple H wants to push her to the moon. Like I said, I'm serious. I feel like that's like she's the one that's waiting in the wings, you know. But we know Triple H got to put the women's title on the heel. So which of the heels should he push? And I'm like, well, you had Dakota, but we threw her in the locker. So that tells me all we doing with Dakota is that she ain't doing nothing. So now we pushing Raquel, and I'm like, would she be a reliable champion? I don't know. I don't know. Um, we just have to wait and see when that time come around. So now, before we got to the main event, there was another squash match because they had a second women's match. Now, it's this young lady named Zaya Ali, I think that's her name, and has some new gimmick, and apparently she came out with these two other clowns, and one of the clowns was sitting down on like a throne or something. And I said, what the heck? And who the heck is that? No explanation. Did nobody on commentary say anything? It was like, I was like, man, you know. But she ended up beating the brakes off the girl that she beat the brakes off of. I don't even know who the young lady was, but I mean, she tore her up. It was a squash match. So it is what it is. So, all right, on to the main event. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this. Now, if you've seen part one, you've seen it all. These two was going to beat the snot out of each other. That was the name of the game. Now, listen, in the rest of the match, the name of the game is to protect your opponent, right? excuse me, these clowns were literally was out there trying to injure each other. Like, you ever heard the term in wrestling, cats trying to give cats receipts? Well, that's basically what they was out there doing. They literally was out there trying to give each other receipts, trying to injure each other's jaw, trying to mess each other's leg. I mean, they was trying to hurt each other for real. I said, what? I said, man. But honestly, y'all, I'm serious. Like, this not even me taking a dump on NXT. I literally fell asleep on this match. Literally. I was sitting there. Next thing you know, I was knocked out. And then I woke up like right at the end when Finn Balor got busted open on the side of his head, and then Kyle O'Reilly's jaw got messed up. And I woke up right at the end as if we knew it was going to happen. Finn Balor ends up retaining. Undisputed Era comes out to check on the man. And I don't know. Listen, y'all, look, this just tells me Triple H and them have absolutely lost any type of idea of what to do with NXT. They have lost it. They just seem like they just doing stuff just to be doing stuff. And it's almost like, man, ever since AEW came in, it's almost like they just don't care no more. I told you the best decision for NXT right now is to move to Tuesday nights or move to Thursday night. Do something. Do something totally different. Being on the same exact night as AEW is not helping them at all. Now, the ratings actually was a boost. I seen it. AEW still won, but NXT was right behind them. So, but a lot of people was caught up on what went down yesterday in the political realm because they was looking at the news all day long, which I don't even waste my time. I don't watch none of those corrupt news channels. I don't watch none of them because they all corrupt, if you ask me. But like I say, New Year's Evil, was it a decent wrestling show? Yes, it was. But overall, outside the girls, I really wasn't feeling nothing that was on the show. You know, like stuff was just there to be there. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I told you, man. Listen, ever since Vince McMahon been getting his hands on NXT, it just feels like NXT is starting to turn into Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. It's just another brand. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate, man. That's why I just need NXT to move to another night. They move to another night, I think we'd be, they ain't got to worry about AEW trying to take people from watching their show. You can focus on just you giving us great content. I remember when they used to be on the network, NXT was not missable. You had to watch NXT. And I remember sometimes I would miss NXT because I would be busy doing other things. But now, sometimes, I'm serious, NXT kind of is missable. It really is. Because it doesn't feel the same at all, man. It's like they're trying their best to try to counter them, and they try to. It's just, it's unfortunate, man. But what y'all think? Did y'all like the show? Did y'all think NXT was great? Did y'all think it was off the chain? Did you think it was better than Dynamite? Let me know. Now here's the deal. One thing like I said, I give Triple H and props on the fact that you got all these different women that could easily be in the main event scene if they decided to push them right. That's because the NXT women's division has been presented well from the last, as long as they've been in. Now, as right now, they're kind of like in limbo because they don't know where they want to go. But overall, NXT has the best women's division out there, period, outside of the main roster. Because on the main roster, all you got is Sasha, Bayley, Bianca, Naomi whenever she get back, the Riot Squad, Becky whenever she get back, Shayna Baszler, Asuka. If I didn't name you just there to get a paycheck. Everybody, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But when it comes to NXT and they women's division, listen, Triple H and them, kudos to you. However, like I said, y'all just got to either, like I said, just move to another night. You move to another night, you ain't got to worry about AEW. Do you? And then, like I said, at the end of the day, this is going to help both channels. This is going to help AEW and it's going to help NXT to build their audience. Now, NXT really is no excuse. They on USA Network. Same clowns who watch WWE, who watch Monday Night Raw, should know dang well about NXT because this is the new clowns that's coming up. You watch them. You should know about them. NXT should be doing dang near $2 million a night. I don't care what AEW is doing. But the fact that NXT is not as raw as it used to be, fans just say, you know what, I could care less. I'm not gonna watch it. But then when new clowns come up to the main roster, you be like, man, who is this clown? I said, well, if you would have watched NXT, you would have knew who this fool was. But it is what it is, man. So, like I said, it's a decent show. The women, they carried the whole show, if you ask me. Um, that's it, man. That's all I can say about the show, man. It is what it is. So, like I said, I'll be back Saturday night. I got to do, I think it's Genesis. I got to do Genesis. Once I do Genesis, get a review off of that. Like I said, I got to still go in here and watch NXT, Impact, so I can see what's going on over there before I watch the pay-per-view on Saturday. But, hey, man, y'all know what to do. Hit the comment section. Tell me what you think. I'm gone.